Hello. Good morning. Can you hear me?
Opo, sir. Good morning din po.
Okay. Hello. Hello. So today we are going to talk about homogeneous equations or equations with homogeneous coefficients. So this is still under the topic solutions of first order differential equation. Okay. So for this week, we are going to meet, since this is a special week, we're going to meet on Thursday again. And I'm going to present the other case, which is um, coefficients linear into two variables. So today we'll finish homogeneous equations, and on Thursday, so I
Friday
hope you,
po ata, sir.
yeah, Friday. So Tuesday, Friday, sorry. So on Friday, we're going to meet and discuss coefficients linear into two variables, and I'm going to also give you your prelim grade. And so we will have a 30-minute discussion, and after that, we'll have a prelim consultation. So if you have any concerns with your grade or your quiz score or your prelim exam score, so we will talk about that on Friday after the discussion um, that will happen on Friday. Okay, so I'll just post the link in your MRooms account for Friday's lecture. Okay, so let's focus first on homogeneous differential equation. Okay, so let's get to know homogeneous functions. Okay, so before I define homogeneous or give you the formal definition of the homogeneity of a function, so let me just present to you these examples. I have here 5 examples of homogeneous functions. And the first 3 examples here, so these are polynomials. As you can see, so polynomials can uh, be easily determined whether it's homogeneous or not. So when we say homogeneous polynomial, the degree in each term should be the same. Okay, so just like this, example number 1, this is a homogeneous polynomial since the degree in each term are all the same. First term is degree 2. The second term is again degree 2 based on the exponents or the power of the variables here. So 1 plus 1, 2. And for the last term, we have y squared to the degree of the third term is 2. So if the degree in each term are all the same, we call it homogeneous polynomial. So a homogeneous polynomial is one of the obvious homogeneous functions that we can or that we can give as an example. Now, the next one is another polynomial, which is a homogeneous polynomial. And the third one, this is degree 3. And example number 3, this is a homogeneous polynomial degree 5. Why 5? Because the degree in each term is equivalent to 5. So this is x raised to 4y plus 7y to the fifth. Now, we have um, not all not all functions, not all homogeneous functions are very obvious, just like the first 3 examples. So we have examples number 4 and 5 that are that you think uh, maybe you think that are not homogeneous, but actually they are homogeneous. So how will we know if these functions are homogeneous? So take a look at number 4. You have 2y cubed times e raised to y over x minus x raised to 4 over x plus 3y. So this is not a polynomial. You can see there are functions like you have exponential function here, you have um, a rational or a fraction, you have a radical symbol in the fifth example. So let's take a look at the formal definition of homogeneity of a function. So it says that the function of f of x and y is said to be homogeneous of degree k in x and y if and only if the function lambda x k and lambda y is equal to lambda raised to k times the given functions. Let me just type. Okay, this Greek letter is, let me just, lambda. Okay, so we have introduced lambda in the given function here. And if we can be able to factor out lambda from the given function, then this function, the not so obvious homogeneous function, is, okay, we can be able to conclude that that is a homogeneous function. So let's try to apply this definition in the fourth and fifth example. Because in the first three examples, just looking at the given function, you can easily conclude that those functions are homogeneous. Let's try with number 4. Okay, so let's determine whether or not the function is homogeneous. If it is homogeneous, state the degree of the function. So let's have example number 4. We know that that's homogeneous. Let's try to apply the definition. Okay, so the given function is, okay, f of x and y is equal to 2y cubed times e raised to y over x minus x raised to 4 over x plus 3y. Okay, so what we will do here is we are going to apply, we are going to introduce that variable lambda. Okay, we will replace x by lambda x. We replace y by lambda y. So we apply now here, copy 2, and then y cube will be replaced by lambda y raised to cube, raised to 3. Or this is lambda cube times y cube, and e raised to y over x can be replaced by e raised to lambda y over lambda x minus, on the second term you have x raised to 4, so x will be replaced by lambda x raised to 4, or this is lambda raised to 4 times x raised to 4 over lambda x, copy 3, okay, lambda y. Okay, so now the next step is we are going to factor out lambda in the given, okay, function. Okay, so as you can see here on the first term, so you can actually cancel lambda here. So lambda y over lambda x, you can cancel lambda. Thus, you can actually have e raised to y over x in your answer. So in the first term, you will have lambda raised to 3. And the second term, as you can see here, you have lambda raised to 4 in the numerator. So what you're going to do in the denominator, since you have a common factor here, which is lambda, you can factor out lambda here in the denominator. And lambda raised to 4 divided by lambda is equal to what? That is equal to lambda raised to 3. So as you can see now, we have lambda raised to 3 in the first term and lambda raised to 3 in the second term. So you can now factor out lambda raised to 3, and okay, we were able to factor out lambda in the given function. So lambda raised to 3 times the original function, which is 2y cubed times e raised to y over x minus x raised to 4 over x plus 3y. So there's no lambda inside that function, so we were able to factor it out. And this exponent of lambda represents the degree of the function. So we can say that this function is homogeneous of degree 3 in x and y. So that's it. So if it's not obvious that the given function is homogeneous, you can do this. You can apply lambda. You replace x by lambda x and y by lambda y. And if you can be able to factor out lambda, then that function is a homogeneous function. So let me give you an instance that a function is not homogeneous. Let's try to introduce that lambda in the given functions. Let me just get a pen here. Okay, say for instance, I have yeah, a polynomial. So polynomial is so obvious. Let's say here. Wait a moment. Is this writing? Okay, the given function, for example, is okay. Okay, let's have this. X squared plus 2x over square root of x plus y. So if we apply lambda, okay, so that is f of lambda x and lambda y, we have the first term natin, you have lambda x raised to 2. And second term natin, we have 2 times, this becomes lambda x over the square root of, so you have sa first term ng nasa loob ng radical, you have lambda x plus lambda y. Okay, so in the first term, you have lambda squared times x squared. So second term naman, you can actually factor out lambda here. So 2x, you have lambda times 2x. And in your denominator, so you have lambda in each term inside the radical sign. So you can actually factor out lambda here, giving you, so square root of lambda, or lambda raised to 1/2 times the square root of x plus y. So lambda divided by lambda raised to 1/2 is equal to, this becomes lambda raised to 1/2. So what have you noticed? Sa first term natin, you have lambda squared, and sa second term natin, you have lambda raised to 1/2. So yeah, may common, merong lambda sa bawat term. So if you factor out, diba, lambda raised to 1/2, you still have lambda na matitira din sa first term natin. So it means that the given function is not homogeneous. Actually, by just looking at the given function na binigay ko, alam mo na kagad na this is not homogeneous because the degree in each term are not the same. Okay? Sa first term, kung ito lang siguro, kung wala na tong first term na to, so this is a homogeneous function. Tapos yung degree niya is 1/2. Okay? Now, for the first term naman, ayan. First term, pwede mo namang ano yan, lagyan ng lambda. So it's another homogeneous function, degree 2. Pero dahil sa sum sila, or you have x squared plus 2x over square root of x plus y to represent the given function. So they are not, ito ay not homogeneous, not a homogeneous function. Okay, any questions so far? Let's just go to the next example. Kanina we have, okay, here. Actually, parang ginawa ko ng example yung x over square root of x squared plus y squared. Okay. So what we will do is we are going to replace x by lambda x and y by lambda y. So we have this equivalent here. So x becomes lambda x, and in your denominator here, so you have So the quantity lambda x raised to 2, or this is lambda squared times x squared plus, okay. Okay, here, sa loob ng radical, you have lambda squared y squared. Now, okay, anong napansin nyo, pwede nating i-factor out, di ba, yung lambda squared doon sa denominator. And you have this result. So kapag nakaganito ng format natin, lambda squared, pag kinuha mo yung square root niyan, it's lambda, right? And lambda divided by lambda is equal to what? To 1. So wala na yung lambda. Pag wala na yung lambda, ano yung degree ng lambda na yun?
0.
Okay, naging lambda raised to 0, di ba? Kasi any number raised to 0 is equal to 1. Na-cancel natin yung lambda. It's 1. So lambda raised to 0 to represent, para makita lang natin yung degree ng mismong function natin. So we were able to factor out lambda. Ayan. Ito yung original function natin, x over square root of x squared plus y squared. And because of that, the given function is homogeneous of degree 0 in x and y. Okay? Now for functions, for homogeneous functions, yung degree is not limited sa whole numbers. Just like in equation, do sa differential equation, di ba? In determining the degree of a differential equation. Okay? Pag sa DE, kailangan walang radical, walang radicals, walang fraction na degree. But in functions, in homogeneous functions, so pwede. Hindi lang siya limited sa mga whole numbers. Pwedeng integer, pwedeng negative number, pwedeng zero, pwedeng fraction. Okay? Clear tayo dito. So katulad nito, so 0 yung degree ng ating function. Let's go over these examples. So katulad nito, let's try to determine whether this function is homogeneous or not. So square root of x plus y. Is this homogeneous or not? If it's homogeneous, what is the degree of that function? So square root of x plus y, kapag nag-introduce na tayo ng lambda dyan, so lambda x plus lambda y, common yung lambda sa bawat term. So factor out mo yung lambda, so magiging square root of lambda times x plus y. So ano to? Homogeneous function. Ano yung degree ng function? Yes? It's 1/2.
1/2 po.
Okay. So this is homogeneous degree 1/2. Example number 4. How about e raised to x? Is this homogeneous or not?
Hindi po.
Hindi. Sige, try mong lagyan ng lambda yan. So pwede mo bang i-factor out yung lambda dyan? Hindi, andun pa rin yung lambda. So example number 4 is not a homogeneous function. Okay, so how about this? ln of x minus ln of y. So is this homogeneous or not?
Homogeneous po.
Homogeneous. Okay. Pag nilagyan natin ng lambda yan, sige, try natin to. Okay, so here, so replace x by lambda x, so ln of lambda x plus, minus pala yan. Minus ln of lambda y. Okay, so ito na ngayon yung ating resulting na function with lambda. Now, kailangan natin ma-factor out, di ba, yung lambda dyan. So if you recall yung property ng logarithmic functions, or you can actually rewrite this into, yung argument nitong logarithmic function natin will be a ratio, di ba? Yung unang term natin will be the numerator, right? And yung pangalawang term natin, since minus ito, will be the denominator dun sa argument. So, we can cancel lambda here, right? So, sabihin, and we were able to eliminate or factor out lambda in the given function. So, ito pa rin siya pagka in-express mo into this format. Ganun pa rin, ln of x minus ln of y. So, what's the degree for this one?
0.
0. Pag nawala na yung lambda, ibig sabihin lambda raised to 0. Yun. At ang degree ng function is 0. Okay? Klaro na? Klaro? Malinaw? May tanong? Wala. So this is a homogeneous function degree 0. Now, our next part here is to ayan, identify kung yung mismong function ba or yung mismong equation is a homogeneous differential equation. So paano natin malalaman na yung isang equation is a homogeneous differential equation? So we have a theorem in DE that says if m, okay, suppose that we have a first order DE na yung coefficient ni dx is m and coefficient ni dy is n, okay? We have functions m and n are both homogeneous and of the same degree. The function, yung ratio nitong function na to, yung m over n is homogeneous of degree 0. So try to picture out. Ayan. Pag pareho yung degree ng function na yan, pag ginawa mong ratio yan, anong mangyayari pag nilagyan mo ng lambda yan? Maka-cancel yung lambda, right? Imagine niyo ba? Pag naka-ratio na siya.
Opo.
So dahil dyan, kapag na-cancel na yung lambda, degree 0 yung mismong function natin. Okay? So having said that, kung itong m na to and n are coefficients of the differentials, nasabi both are homogeneous and of the same degree, yung DE na yan is a homogeneous differential equation. Okay? Ito yung sinasabi ko na format ng DE natin. First order differential equation. M dx plus n dy equal to 0. So, we can only say that this DE is homogeneous differential equation kapag yung m natin at yung n are homogeneous functions and of the same degree. Kailangan magtugma yung kailangan homogeneous siya at the same time the same yung degree nila. Kasi may possibility din na homogeneous ito, tapos homogeneous rin to, pero magkaiba sila ng degree. So, hindi yon homogeneous differential equation. Kailangan, kapag kinuha mo yung ratio nila, 0 yung degree na lalabas. Okay? Or basically, tignan mo lang siya. Di ba? Homogeneous ba siya? Okay, homogeneous ba siya? Anong degree nito? Pag pareho sila ng degree, matik na. Di ba? It's homogeneous equation. Clear? So if the degree of all terms of the ODE or the ordinary differential equation is constant or the same, tandaan na, that differential equation is homogeneous and can be solved using the transformation. Okay, let me just. Okay. So sa pag-solve nitong DE na to, we are going to do variable transformation. So we will use this transformation, replace y by v times x. So meron tayong introduce na variable, bagong variable dito. And of course, if you're going to replace y by v times x, kailangan mo ring palitan yung kanyang differential. Okay, so dy is equal to v dx plus x times dv. Or you can also replace x by v times y. And of course, its corresponding differential, v dy plus y dv. Okay? So yun yung gagawin mo. Let's solve these examples. Okay, solve x squared minus x times y plus y squared dx minus xy dy equal to 0. Okay, so take a look at the given differential equation. Yung unang mong gagawin is check mo muna kung homogeneous functions ba yung coefficient ni dx tsaka ni dy. Okay, and kailangan the same yung degree para masabi natin na homogeneous equation. So here, x squared minus xy plus y squared. Okay, this is a homogeneous polynomial. Degree 2, degree 2, degree 2. So ibig sabihin, di ba the same lang sila ng degree? So this function represents degree 2 dahil the same yung degree nila. Now sa second naman natin na term, you have x times y being the coefficient of dy. Okay, ang degree nito is 2. Dahil sa the same yung degree in each term, we can conclude that this is a homogeneous equation. Now, katulad ng isang araw, so may nagtanong, Sir, paano kapag constant yung nandito? Hindi mo na pwedeng consider yun as homogeneous, okay, equation. Kasi hindi naman homogeneous function yung meron kang plus 1 dito. For example, di ba? X squared minus 2x plus 1, di ba? So hindi yun homogeneous, hindi yun homogeneous function. Yan, quadratic na yun, di ba? Na function na. Okay? Clear ba tayo dito? So kailangan pareho yung degree ng bawat term. Okay? So dahil homogeneous ito, ano nang gagawin natin? We are going to utilize, this transformation. So let y equal to v times x. Papalitan natin yung y ng v times x and yung dy will be replaced by v dx plus x dv. Ibig sabihin, the resulting equation will now contain variables v and x. So nag-substitution tayo dito. Kuha. Now, yung paggamit nitong transformation na it's either y or x, nakadepende rin sa convenience ng solution natin. Ito pakinggan nyo to. Sabihin ko, kapag the same yung number of terms ng coefficients ni dx tsaka ni dy, okay, makinig pag the same yung terms, ang gagamitin na lang natin lagi is y equal to v times x. For ano lang, for uniformity purposes. Okay? Although pwede naman mo naman gamitin na x is equal to v times y. Okay? Ito lang para sa case na pareho yung number of terms. Like for example, yung number of terms ng coefficient ni dx is dalawa. Like for example, x plus y. Tapos yung dy naman is x minus y. So ang gagamitin lang natin is y is equal to vx as our substitution natin na gagamitin. Nakuha, guys? Nakuha.
Opo.
Yes, sir.
Pag pareho yung number of terms. Okay? Ngayon, tingnan natin itong equation na to. Yung isa, yung dx, merong tatlong terms. Okay? 1, 2, 3. Yung dy naman natin, isang term lang yung coefficient. Yan. So yung sinasabi ko na ano yung saan mas convenient na ano yung mas magandang or mas convenient na gagamitin natin para sa ganitong equation. So ang ginamit natin dito, ang ginamit ko is y is equal to v times x. Bakit, sir? Kasi isang term lang, di ba, yung coefficient ni dy. Doon ako titingin sa differential. Kasi papalitan ko rin yung differential eh. Nakuha? So just imagine, kung tatlong terms ito, syempre tatlong terms nga ito, tapos x yung ginamit natin, syempre yung dx papalitan mo rin, di ba? So yung dx, dalawang term yan, di ba? Tingnan mo yung differential niya. So somehow, magiging komplikado siya or magiging matrabaho lang talaga kapag madaming number of terms, di ba? A polynomial multiplied to a two-term na differential. So, yun yung ibig kong sabihin ng convenience. Kasi just imagine this. Dalawang terms, di ba? I-distribute mo na lang yung xy. So, hindi siya ganun katrabaho. Nakuha nyo yung ibig kong sabihin ng convenience. Kung saan may mas maiksing or may mas maikling number of terms, yun yung papalitan mo. Okay? Titignan mo yung differential niyan. Okay? Nakuha, guys. Kaya y ang ginamit ko kasi yung dy natin, isang term lang yung coefficient niya. Okay, so now we are going to replace y by v times x. So here we have, so first term natin, kopyahin lang natin yan, di ba? X squared minus x times yung y will be replaced by v times x. Okay, here. And then sa last term nitong coefficient na to, you have y squared. So this will become v times x raised to the power of 2 times dx. And then minus x, y will be replaced by v times x. Okay, and then the differential, papalitan mo ng v dx plus x dv. Okay, now titignan natin yung resulting equation. Dapat wala ka nang makitang variable y dyan. Okay? Sige. Guys, wait lang. Now, what we will do here is, of course, we combine like terms if there are like terms here. So, you multiply this one. So, x squared, copy lang to. The second term natin will become v times x squared. And here you have v squared x squared. Ito naman sa part natin na to. So, you actually multiply x times vx. So, what have you noticed? Dito, may x squared, x squared, x squared. And sa second term natin, you have also x squared. We can remove x squared there, di ba? By dividing both sides by x squared. Okay, simplify na natin. And ang result is 1 minus, yan ay pumapasok, si Verhel Angelo. 1 minus v plus v squared. Okay, ito na yung coefficient of dx. And here you have v times the quantity v dx plus x dv. Okay, anong gagawin na natin next? We distribute or, yeah. So ito yung magiging negative v squared dx minus vx dv. And then, group lang natin to. So 1 minus v times dx, v squared dx. Ito, distribute lang natin. Magiging minus v squared dx minus vx dv. Okay, combining like terms, v squared dx minus v squared dx. Tanggal na itong dalawang to. At ang matitira is 1 minus v times dx minus v times x dv equal to 0. Okay, ano napansin niyo sa equation natin? Kapag ginamit natin itong transformation na to, usually it will lead us to separable differential equation. Tandaan niyo na sa homogeneous equation, kapag ginamit natin yung transformation, it will lead us to a separable DE. Lagi yan. Okay? So, pag hindi mo na-separate yung variables, ibig sabihin ay problema dun sa intermediate calculations or ano mo, process. Okay? So, pagdating dito, pwede mo nang i-separate yung variables. Clear? Clear. Okay, let's proceed. So, ito. So, napagod ako mag-type kaya nag-solve na lang ako sa whiteboard. Ito na yung nangyari. So, kung babalikan natin to, so kinopya ko lang ulit. And then, what I did here, since negative to, pwede ko rin namang interchange yung positions nila. So, tas factoring out negative. So, magiging negative times the quantity v minus 1. Pag distribute mo yung negative, magiging minus v plus 1. So, pareho lang yan sila. Ngayon, dahil dyan, common yung negative, you can actually remove negative by multiplying both sides by negative 1. And then, yun, cross multiply, or you can actually divide both sides by v minus 1. And here, since we need pure function of v, tatanggalin mo yung x dyan, di ba? So divide both sides by x. That's why we have this resulting equation dx over x plus v dv over v minus 1 equal to 0. Pure function of x, pure function of v. Now we can integrate each term. So we have integral of dx over x plus integral of v dv over v minus 1 equal to c. Okay, yung c pwede mo nang i-baguhin mamaya depending on the resulting equation kung pwede pa natin siyang ma-simplify. Now, sa first term, dx over x, so ln of x, right? Recall yung formula. So here naman, you have v over v minus 1. So pwede mong i-divide yan kasi wala namang direct na formula for this particular integral. Okay, para ma-solve. So i-divide natin siya, v divided by v minus 1. So you have 1, 1 times v minus 1. So we have v minus v, 0, minus times minus 1 is positive 1. So ang sagot dito is 1 plus yung remainder natin na 1, ayan, over v minus 1. So ito yung equivalent ng v over v minus 1. So plug in mo dito. And now you can integrate yan, these terms. So integral of dv plus integral of dv over v minus 1, which kaya mo nang ma-solve. Okay, pagdating dito, so yung unang term, copyhin lang natin, ln of x. Yung second term natin is integral of dv. So that is v. Yung last term natin is integral of dv over v minus 1, and that is ln of v minus 1. So yung pagdating dito sa c, pwede natin gawin na yung c mo maging ln of c para ma-simplify natin yung ating solution. Now we combine, or we actually rewrite our left-hand side here. So ln of x plus ln of v minus 1 is equal to ln of the product. Ito yung argument niya, x times v minus 1 plus the variable v equal to ln of c. And now to remove the ln, we do anti-ln. So yung base is e. Ganun lang yun. So e raised to these entire term, ln of x times v minus 1 plus v equals e raised to ln of c, removing the ln function. So ito na ngayon, yung right-hand side natin is the arbitrary constant c, yung left-hand side natin product siya ng ito, x plus v minus 1 times, tandaan ha, times ito kasi yung property ng exponential functions, if you remember, e raised to this times e raised to v. Ganun lang yan. Kasi baka may iba, baka malito, ginawa nilang plus. Hindi ganun yon. Okay? So ito na yung solution natin sana kung yan yung original na variable na ginamit. So you need to bring back or to return the original variable. Okay? Ano yung variable na yan? Kailangan balik natin yung y. So if you remember, y is equal to v times x. And the value of v is what? Y over x. So you plug it in here. So meron tayong ganitong equation na. So x times y over x here. And minus 1 times e raised to, yung v natin is y over x equal to c. Now, ayusin lang natin yung ating solution. You know that this part of your equation, yung y over x minus 1 is y minus x over x. Yan, pagsamahin mo sa isang fraction. And you can actually cancel x dito. Yan, x over x. Kaya yung ating solution is y minus x times e raised to y over x equal to c. Okay, before I proceed to the next example, do you have any questions? Going once. Any question? Everybody? None? Clear ba?
Sir,
Yes.
Wala po.
pwede pa balik sa ano, sir? Sa unang page. Ay, yung previous page dyan bago, sir.
Sure.
Yan.
Ito ba? Or una pa?
Okay na, sir. Okay na po.
Ano yung tanong?
Di, sir, yung dito lang sa may, ano, yung process dito sa, ano, v minus 1, tsaka divided by, ano, v.
Mm-mm.
Okay na po.
Okay na. O, sige.
Opo, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sige. Any other questions? None? O, sige, let's go to example number 2. Okay. Okay, sige, example number 2 tayo. Okay, solve x times y dx plus x squared plus y squared dy equal to 0. Okay. Tingnan mo muna, yung unang step natin is to determine whether this equation is homogeneous or not. Okay, so tingnan natin, para masabing homogeneous, kailangan homogeneous functions and coefficients and of the same degree. Okay, yung first term natin, x times y. So homogeneous function, degree 2. Yung second term natin, na coefficient ni dy, x squared plus y squared. Homogeneous polynomial siya, degree 2. Dahil pareho sila ng degree 2, yung mga coefficients ni dy at ni dx, this is a homogeneous equation. Okay, yung next step natin is to do the substitution. We put x or y. Okay, depende kung anong saan mas convenient. Since magkaiba sila ng number of terms, so titingin tayo dun sa maikling or sa very few number of terms, di ba, na coefficients. So since yung dx naman, yung may konting number of terms, like ito, isa lang yung number of terms nitong ating dx. So x yung gagamitin natin. Okay, so we put x equal to v times y. And also, since we are going to replace x by v times y, papalitan natin yung kanyang differential, di ba? So, differentiate mo lang to. This is what? V times dy plus y times dv. Okay? So, now we do the substitution. So, copy mo lang yung y, replace x by v times y, and then dx is equal to what? v dy plus y dv. Plus, yung second term natin will become, this x will become v times y raised to the power 2. So, magiging v squared y squared siya. And then copy y squared times dy equal to 0. So, dapat pagdating dito, sa part ng equation natin, v and y lang na variables sa makikita mo. Kapag may x pa dyan, so try to, okay, remove x there or do the substitution. Now, the next part is to check natin kung may similar, di ba, or may common factors sa bawat term. After we multiply this one, y times vy, naging vy squared siya. And dito naman, common yung y squared. So, finactor out lang natin yung y squared. So, sa dalawang terms na to, common yung y squared. So, we can actually eliminate y squared there by dividing both sides by y squared. Kaya meron, ayan, divide both sides by y squared, kaya naging v times this differential v dy plus y dv. And for your second term, you have v squared plus 1 times dy. Sabi ko nga, pagdating dyan, magiging separable na yung dE kapag na-combine mo na yung mga like terms dyan, guys. So, ayusin muna natin. Ayan, napagod ako mag-type. So, ito naman ulit, nag-whiteboard na ulit ako. So, v, supposedly dapat video yan eh. Pero ito na lang. Try kong i-explain sa inyo at sana maintindihan ninyo, guys. Okay, so ang gagawin lang natin dito is distribute natin tong v sa bawat term, maging v squared dy. Here, maging vy dv. Plus, ang ginawa ko dito, distribute ko muna yung dy para kung meron akong makita na like terms, makombine ko sila. So, ito dy, dy, dy. So, ito, kopyahin na lang natin tong vy dv. So, yung v squared dy tsaka v squared dy, pagsamahin na sila, magiging 2v squared dy. 2v squared dy plus dy, common yung dy, so factoring out dy, yung coefficient ni dy is 2v squared plus 1. Nakuha? So pagdating dito, separable na siya, right? So we need here pure function of v, so that's why we divide both sides by y, kaya meron kang y dito sa second term. We need pure function of y here, so divide both sides by 2v squared plus 1, kaya meron kang 2v squared plus 1 doon sa unang term. Now, this becomes a pure function of v, yung unang term natin, pure function of y, then we can integrate now. Ang saya. So dahil dyan, check natin kung ano yung appropriate formula for integration. So yun lang naman yung naging next na challenge dyan eh. So, okay. So yun lang yung kailangan yung alalahanin, di ba? Yung mga integration techniques lalo na pagdating sa puntong ito. Kasi may mga partial fractions, merong ano pa ba? Integration by parts, ano pang technique, substitution, and many others. Okay. So ito, ln to, di ba? So provided na yung numerator is the differential of your denominator. So if you try to differentiate 2v squared plus 1, this should be 4v dv yung ating numerator. Dahil sa v dv lang siya, so what I did here is, introduce ako ng 4 and then neutralize lang siya, di ba? So 1/4 sa labas. So 1/4 times 4 is 1. So ano ba? Kaya wala natin siya ma-integrate. Di ba maging 1/4 ln of 2v squared plus 1. Yung second term naman natin, integral of dy over y. So magiging ln of y na siya equal to, so di ba yung dating c natin, binago natin siya para lang ma-simplify natin yung entire solution natin. So we don't need 1/4 here. So kaya nag 1/4 tayo sa c natin and then we need to put ln c para matanggalan natin yung ln, di ba, na function. So dahil dyan, you multiply both sides by 4, yung unang step natin, removing 1/4 here, and meron tayong 4 dito sa second term for ln of y equal to ln of c. So para mapagsama natin itong dalawang terms na to, kailangan matanggal mo yung 4 dito sa coefficient. So ililipat natin siya, maging exponent na siya ng argument natin na y. Sa next page, so kaya naging ito, ln of y raised to 4 na siya. And then you can actually combine them So naging ln of the product 2v squared plus 1 times y raised to 4. And then para matanggal na yung ln, you can actually perform anti-ln both sides of the equation. So here, you have the result 2v squared plus 1 times y raised to 4 equal to c. Okay, so hindi pa to yung final answer because yung mga variables, yung may isang variable dito na hindi kasama sa original, na hindi kasama, diba, sa original equation natin. And that is v. So kailangan natin palitan yung v. Diba, recall natin na gumamit tayo ng x equal to v times y. And v is equal to x over y. So you plug it in here. Naging ano yan guys? Yung v squared nagiging x over y, yung quantity raised to 2. Kaya x squared over y squared siya. Nakuha? And then pagsamahin sa isang fraction, magiging 2x squared over y squared. Itong 1 na to, para mapagsama sila, kailangan pareho sila ng denominator, di ba? So y squared over y squared. Kaya you have this rational expression. So 2x squared plus y squared over y squared. And multiply that to y raised to 4, makancel natin yung y squared dito. Kaya ito na yung naging result natin. 2x squared plus y squared. Yan. Multiplied to y squared equal to c. Okay? Questions? None? That's it.
Ano po yun, sir? General solution po ba yun? O particular?
Okay. General solution.
General po.
Pagka merong C, it's general solution. O sige, lagyan natin ng condition para maging particular solution siya. Okay, for example, may condition tayo. Yan. Y of 0 is equal to 1. Ganon. Ibig sabihin, when x is equal to 0, y is equal to 1. So, tandaan ha, ito ay general. Yan, solution. Thank you for pointing out kasi nagbigay ako dun sa problem set ng particular solution. Pero meron pa naman tayong next na example and that will be discussed next meeting. Isang example na medyo, medyo mahirap-hirap na. So baka sabihin nyo, lagi na lang madali yung example ni sir para pag-exam. Sobrang dali. Wait lang, asan na yung pen ko? Magpakita ka sa akin. Okay, there you go. Okay, apply the condition. So we have x is 0. So 0 tong part na to. Ito naman, you have 1. And you have 1. Okay? So 0 plus 1 is 1. 1 times 1, 1. So yung C natin is equal to 1. Kaya yung ating particular solution will be 2x squared plus y squared. Ayan. Equal to, ay, may y squared pa. Sorry na. Equal to 1. Okay? So, okay na yan. Huwag mo na siyang i-express in terms of solve for y kasi may y ka pa sa loob, di ba? So, huwag mo nang ipilit. Okay na to. Particular solution. Okay, unless specified na solve for y. So, okay na? Any other questions, guys? Okay, we will have another example dun sa homogeneous, yung similar to one of your problem, yung items sa problem set ninyo. Nakapost na. Nakita niyo na ba yung nakapost na problem set?
Apo, sir.
Kailangan mag-sign language. Ayan. Can you hear me? Okay, yung next topic natin is coefficients. Under pa rin siya. Kasi itong week na to, this is special week, sabi ko nga. Dahil sa encoding time na rin namin for prelim period. So kailangan, I have to meet you next meeting, Friday. So, kaya hinati ko na lang siya. So, before ako magbigay ng grade or mag-conduct ng consultation sa inyo. So, mag-discuss muna ako yung part nito. Yan. So, yan. Tapos, after 30 minutes of discussion, punta na tayo sa prelim consultation, okay? Kung may mga concerns kayo sa grade ninyo. So you'll be assigned sa isang breakout room muna. Andun kayo lahat. Tatawagin kayo isa-isa. Lalabas kayo sa breakout room. Paglabas nyo, makita niyo ako at ibigay ko na yung grade ninyo. Tapos after nun, labas na kayo sa room. Yun yung mangyayari sa Friday. Okay? So ano yung case number 2 pa natin? So just to give you an idea, ito yung form ng DE natin, coefficients linear in the two variables. So kapag ganito yung equation natin, another variable transformation na case, yan, yung a sub 1, b sub 1, and c sub 1, and a sub 2, b sub 2, and c sub 2. Yung a's, b's, and c's, these are constants, okay? Constants yan, may mga value yan. So ano kaya yung magandang transformation dito? Diba? Line to, di ba? Linear. In-equate mo sa 0, line yan. So yung idea dito is yung point of intersection nila, kukunin natin. Gagamitin natin yan. Okay? Interesting, right? Madali pa tong mga topics na to pagdating natin sa exact and linear. Yan. Mas matutuwa kayo. Okay? So that's all for today. Any questions?